Grand Ascension. Greetings, everyone. It's me, Carolyn Denise, better known as Nisi, back with another reading. We're going to go over chapter 3 this morning of The Murder of Reality, Hidden Symbolism of the Dragon by Pierre Sabak. Chapter 3 is called The Seven Divisions. I am going to try to read and not give too much commentary and then do a conclusion at the end so we can get through this chapter. It is a little bit lengthy, so please put me on play if you're working or if you're driving and just listen, okay? And before I get started, let me grab my readers. Because you know, when you get up to my age, you got to be able to see good, right? All right, let's get to it. It says, Anna, it changed colors. Like the chameleon, it uses the jungle. Dylan, you saying that Blaine and Hawkins was killed by a fucking lizard? That's bullshit. Psych job. There's 2 or 3 men out there at the most, fucking lizard. And that's quoted from Predator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, 20th Century Fox, 1987, story by Jovi. I'm trying to tell you, I love that movie. That's one of my favorite movies, y'all. I'm telling you. Another favorite show of mine is, they canceled it. This had Michael Ironside back in it during the day when I was in high school, right? I think it came out in like 84, 85, 86 or something like that. The TV show was called V, okay? And it was about reptilians coming down, spacecraft, trying to make a peaceful coexistence with humanity, or so we thought, right? That was one of my favorite shows. That was canceled. Then they tried to bring it back in the mid 2000s. I can't remember if it was Fox, AMC, or Netflix that tried to bring the show back, and it just never got traction. I think that, you know, those are masterfully written and well done. I truly do know that they walk among us, and I'm more than sure I've had experiences with some of them. I just didn't know, right? I do believe that, and belief is a lack of knowledge and knowing. So I'm going to say believe because I have not had one to reveal itself to me yet. I do believe they walk among us. There's too much text out there, too much symbolism, too many things that point to the serpent races, okay? Which much respect. These beings have been here a very, very long time in this dome as well as other domes, as I just read, finishing up with Terra Infinita map of the dome worlds from Claudio Nicelli, okay? That's why we're piggybacking off of this next read to bring more context into what we've read, right? All right, let's get into part 3. The Bible describes 7 with the completion of God's work, classified with the Sabbath, numerological to divinity. That's funny, I'm number 7. At a covert level, the Saba logogram locates the 7 heavens and coincides with the 7 planets of the solar system. Depicted as thrones or angels, the planets are replicated in the mythic religion as the 7 rungs or ribs of initiation. In the Sumerian seals, the serpent tree is combined with the branches of a tree, a monolith indicating a bloodline unified sexually with the serpent and the priestess. Catholicism celebrates the number 7 in conjunction with the sacraments, a sequence prominent in apocalyptic literature. The Book of Revelation, for example, describes the 7 churches in Asia Minor, okay? Geographical, the place name Asia is almost certain a play on the Semitic word for healing, Asha, a physician, and in the source of the sectarian name of the Qumran community, the Essenes. 7 churches of healing, 7 candlesticks, 7, it just goes on. And that takes me to the 7 energy centers or chakras within the body. 7 churches of healing compared to a reference noted in the Essene scrolls from the Dead Sea, in which the sect is called the 7 divisions of the penitents of Israel. Numerically, the order suggests a close arrangement with the Sabi brotherhood, proximate to the Pleiades and the formation of the early church, governed through the Quorum fraternity. Essene is written in Greek as Asenio or Asasio. Asesio, according to the classical scholar Philo, which is brother. The Asasenio stems from Hellenistic word from holy, or ososis. Try to pronounce these words, you guys. Noted in the Catholic pun, holy see, implicit of an angel or dragon. Osus is derived from the Semitic maximum osi ha Torah, doers of the law, and collectively refer to osim, pronounced osim. The Christian writer Ephesus mentions that this denotation as the Onassis, a title complementary in Aramaic with Asai, a doctor of the law. Lineage of the Essenes is sourced from the 7 divisions of Israel, adjutant with the 70 elders. 7 divisions form the historical backdrop of the Sabian priesthood, originating from Moses and his marriage to one of the Jethro's or Ra'el 7 daughters. Jethro superiority is described in the book of Exodus as a priest of Midian. The high priestess daughter Zipporah is a derivation from Zeph, which means hidden. Earmarked as the 7th daughter of the Pleiades, Electra, the esoteric Zipporah reads a Sipur Ra, the story of Ra. The circumstantial evidence links the hidden star of Ra, denoting Cyrus, with the hidden star of the Pleiades, signified as Jethro's daughter, inducted from the lineage of the Zilpah. See footnote. All right. So, and it gives this picture of this winged gazelle, which is a Persian, including Persara mask of satire. And this is the 7 divisions. So look at this picture, and I'm going to read the rest of this. All right. So it says, astrological demarcations represent the Pleiades as a 7-pointed star, stylized as the Monra, the 7 virgins, or the fire star. Device of the Saba star, the septigram, is combined with the goat, an emblem of the fallen host, affiliated in Arabic to the Sabi priesthood. Archaeologically, the totem of the goat is derived from the Semitic root tazi, or tazi, T-S-V-I, tesi, or tesebi, which is gazelle. The Sabi priesthood is rendered in Greek as the Sibyl or oracular priestess, depicted as the goat. In French and Spanish, Sabi appraises savior and save, variations of the verb to know, congruous with the illumination and the serpent. The B and the V consonants swap the European spelling of the Arabic words. The Sabi is conjugate with civilis, literally civil, extracted from the Latin root word civis, a citizen. Civis corresponds with the Roman word servus, which is stag. From the Semitic stem tasivi, gazelle, symbol of the gazelle, goat, or stag, is utilized as an insignia of the horned crowned serpent. Applied to the Illuminati, the Sabi, relationship between the star and the goat, is a demon, is found in the linguistic comparison of the star or septire. In Greek mythology, the chimera, English chimera, signifies a demigod, and is taken from the Hebrew root kim, denoting the Pleiades. The split between Kim, the celestial goat, opposite of the Pleiades, Taurus the bull, explains the etymology, the myth of the chimera. Significantly, the partition between the caper and the bovine includes or indicates a separation within the priesthood, signified as the fallen star. Connection between the morning star and the Pleiades is framed in addition with the Sothic star. Okay, I'm going to show you a depiction of the chimera. All right, it says the mythical creature with a lion's head, which is Orion, a goat's body, Pleiades, and a snake's tail is Sirius, sculpted as a canine, sometimes as a fox. All right, check this out. This is pretty interesting, you guys. Look. So you see the snake, you see the goat head, and you see the lion, and in the body, maybe possibly of a fox, right? Interesting. Very interesting. All right, it says development of civilization and its religious institutions is deductive from the angelic source elicited from the Sabi priesthood. In Arabic, al-Sabah, rendered in English, is Sabian, is a derivative from the Arabic root word Sabi'iyah, the star people, exploited from Saba, the host. The Sabians venerated the morning star, or the Sabak, cognitive with Lucifer and the fallen host. I gotta take a drink of my everyday dough coffee. Hold, please. I love my goat's milk. All right. Tributary of the firstborn, a 5-star offered to the rising star Venus, is evidenced throughout the Indo-European etymologies. In English, the homonym sun and sun, S-U-N, and son, S-O-N, is an alteration of sin, S-I-N. The play is replicated in the Old Hebrew as the verbal stem, neor, which means enlightened, sequence with nor, which is boy, and Norah, which is terrible. Adulation of the Egyptian sun god Ra is transposed in the modern Hebrew adjective Ra, which is evil, connected to the offerings of the firstborn son, a theme reproduced in the English etymology. For instance, the noun morning accedes with morning and day with die. Latin dia or deity. Identical word associations are reiterated in the Semitic lexicon. Boker, morning, is punned with boki, weep. Appellations assigned to the firstborn Bokor. Corresponding anagrams are duplicated in the Persian and Arabic languages. In Udar, Sabar, to suffer, is a play on the Arabic noun sabah, morning, and sabi, a child. Ancient etymology suggests early morning rites, sabah, with an H, are commiserates with offering a newborn child, sabi, a cogent, with the determination of the weekly Sabbath. Celebration of the holy day equates with the death of the firstborn, a proposition evident in Arabic. The Semitic root sabat, denoting the Sabbath, is doubled with the sayubat, difficulty, hardship, trouble, or distress, which appears in the abbreviated form as the adjective sabi, hard, difficult, rough, arduous, troublesome, or perverse. Okay, sabi is twinned in Arabic with sab or sab, to curse or swear at, and sabab, cause, suggesting human origin. The Semitic wordplay sab or sababib is produced in English pun, curse, and cause, disclosed as divine retribution. In comparison, the verb, or the Urdu verb, sabur, to suffer, informs the English sound sabah, or saber, a sword, classified with the Arabic stem Saab, like the car that used to drive back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember that Saab. Saab, which is hard or difficult. The Persian word sabur, to suffer, infers the loss of an infant or a youth, accounted from the Arabic root sabi. So do you see how these different words sound and the different meanings corresponding from Arabic, the Semitic root words, Persian? I mean, you really have to go back and study what these words represent. I'm glad he's breaking this down to us. Okay, so it says, in comparison, the Urdu verb saber, to suffer, informs the English noun saber, a sword, classified with the Arabic stem sab, hard or difficult. The Persian word saber, to suffer, infers the loss of an infant or youth, accounted from the Arabic word sabi. philology, philology. Sabi, child, is constant with Sabah, priest, lateral to Sabi, descended from or legitimate, and informs the English noun sibling. Greek ritual equates the Sabi with the Sibyl from the Akkadian root Sabala, an oracle, or Simbala, oracle. Offshoots of the Sab or a variously Sibola or Sibyl recall the Shebet, which is tribe, conceptual with the verb tense sbt, sip, to rest, elaborated as a Sabbath, the Akkadian Shabbatu. Worship of the intelligent angel collates with the moon and Venus, inferred with the reciprocal wordplay between the star and the priesthood. Elements taken from the Mohammedan church, parallel with the saber, which is a star, definitive of the Sabah, priest, bracketed with the morning star. Old Semitic Sabaha Kai. Observed in the early sky, Venus appears as a crescent, a device married symbolically to the moon. Emergence of Venus is associated with the nocturne, theatrical to the Sabbath or rest Sabbath. Depicted as repose to the priest is identified with the death, examined in Greek theology in the word komo, sleep, is congruent with the Hebrew noun komer, which is priest. Moreover, the titular komer is known to originate from the Arabic noun amar, which is moon, it's in parentheses, and emphasizes the crescent's affiliation with the Islamic denomination. In Muslim culture, the noun Sabah, morning, is correlated with Sahabi, the friends of Muhammad, otherwise the Sabi or Sabian or host, and delineates the Illuminati, protege of the Shabbat tribe. The Quranic traditions annex the Sabah, priest, and the Sahabi, a servant, as the companions of the prophet. Variations of the Sabi, the Sahabi, the Sibyl, and oracle are found also in classical mythology. In Greek legend, the assignment, the Sabosis, excuse me, coffee. All right, this is interesting. In Greek legend, the assignment, the Sahabazus, signifies the name of Bacchus, employed in Latin as a plural noun, denoting the festival in honor of Bacchus. The Sabazus is identical to the sabbatical or Sabbath. Central to the worship of the Sabazus is the god Pan, personified as the goat motif, interior to the Phrygian mysteries, with whom Dionysus is identified. Relationship between the goat and the Sabazus is equivalent in the Semitic traditions with the Sabi, the Sabah, and their emblem, the Tizvi, Tsvi. The gazelle, replicated in the northern Europe as the stag or cervus. Celebration of the Sabazus sanctions the hidden death of an innocent child, the scapegoat, contiguous with the morning star. Doctrinally, the goat's incarnation as an angel of death prescribes sacerdotal induction into the Bacchic mysteries. Bacchus, debauchery, allegorizes Bacca, a berry, and this is spelled B-A-C-C-A, a berry, it's in parentheses, obtained from the Semitic root boker, which is morning. Technically, Bacchus is a morning god of sacrifice related to revelry and drunkenness. Where is my highlighter? Oh, please. You know, I cleaned up my office because I start my new position on Monday. And I've moved things around and tried to declutter. So I'm going to highlight that, you guys. Technically, I'm going to say that again. Bacchus is a morning god of sacrifice related to revelry and drunkenness. Persian mysteries equate the grape with sabhu, ceremonious wine, specified as alcohol drunk in the morning, from the Arabic noun sabha, morning, or sabu, I hope I'm saying that right, sabu, morning wine, is rendered in Arabic, or sahab, red wine, both etymologies linked to the blood and light symbolism and suggest a connection with luciferic rites, shown as a crescent or a pentagram, an emblem of Venus. Ooh, gotta highlight that one. Luciferic rites, shown as a crescent or a pentagram. An emblem of Venus, esoterically Venus, Latin lux fer, which is light bringer, we talked about that before, is synonymous with the fire star Sabak, symbolic of ritual communion. Sabah, red wine, codifies the drinking of menstrual blood, light, addendum to the angelic procreation. Theologically, Sahaba parallels the Egyptian Arabic noun Sabah, a friend, girlfriend, or owner. Implicit of the matriarch, Sabah is allied religiously to the Sabi priesthood. In Freemasonry, the priestess is a junction with the mother lodge. I'm going to say that one more time. In Freemasonry, the priestess is a junction with the mother lodge, referred to cryptically as the Suba, a society, assembly, or association. A Suba. Religiously, the mater's induction into a sexual covenant or marriage with a deity elicits sabat, Arabic, sexual intercourse, okay? Etymologically, subat is linked with the ritual hedonism, correlates with the morning rite sabah, expressions of the Sabbath, symmetrically to the organistic rites of the Sabbath or the Bacchus, okay? Festival of debauchery. Goes along with luciferic rites. Ritual ingestion of the blood, or let me put that back. Let me rephrase that. Ritual ingestion of wine, all right? Saba describes blood drinking, all right, and the veneration of the fire star, the mother priestess, characterized as Sybil. Now, I'm going to hold that right there. I'm trying not to interject too much with my banter this morning. I just want to read to you guys. And I don't want to offend nobody who sees this video. But let's just take this here for a second. I'm going to read this one more time. What does this take your mind to? Because this takes my mind to communion. All right? What I used to do every single week in church when I worshiped, when I went into these tabernacles and these buildings. Ritual ingestion of the wine, Sabah, describes blood drinking and the veneration of the fire star, the mother priestess, characterized as Sybil. I was told one thing and truly believed in my heart that I was partaking. But now that you look at this and we start to analyze this and all the knowledge that I've read, it's almost like I'm symbolizing or recreating vampirism. Yeah, I know some of you are going to say, oh no, that's the body and blood of Christ. But think about that for a second. Let's just think about that. Because it could be looked at three different ways now. It could be looked at that. It could be looked at the blood of Christ. And it could also be looked at what I'm just reading you right now, ritual ingestion. So let's think about that. All right. Really. Ritual ingestion of wine describes blood drinking and the veneration of the fire star, the mother priestess, categorized as Sybil. Offspring of the Sibyl, an oracle, denotes the Sabi, descended from, specifying an angel aligned to Sabi, a child, implicit of the Sabi priestcraft. Progeny of Sabi priest or Sibyl annotes the angelic messenger Kaaba, definitive of the morning star, the Sabak, esoteric of Cyrus, Al-Kab, Archaeology, the worship of Sirius is paired with a serpent. Executed through royal mediation, the fallen star is muted with the practice of the fratricide centered on deity worship. Fratricide, fraternities, fratricide, deity worship, the Greeks, the stepping, the boule. I'm telling you, this all is interrelated, as my big brother Chief Red Wolf says all the time. You've really got to look behind the etymology of words and what they mean. And I'm not just talking about the English language. I'm not just talking about Latin. I mean, you got to go back like he's breaking this down. Okay? Concealed, this covenant discloses the fallen tribe, Shebet, a Shebet. Monumental to the lunar cycle, the Sabbath. Merged with the sailor, the moon child, or votive. The tributary receives the fire sire and is anointed as sacrificial Messiah. Manifested through the oracle's menstrual blood. Manifested through the oracle's menstrual blood. Substitution of the King Herod's celestial ancestry personified as the goat, bull, or chimera. Combination of Pleiades with Sirius, the goat bull illustrates Venus, duplicitous of the solar emblem. Orbit of the sun and solar system revolves around Alcyon. I hope I said that right. Alcyon, the central star of the Pleiades. Movement of the star mirrors the Earth's elliptic orbit around the sun. Its passages is allegorious to the Sethic year, enumerated as 365 and a quarter days. In addition, both the Pleiades and the Sirius star systems share hidden stars, equivalent to the gas body Jupiter, figured as protostar aligned to Saturn. Now, I was reading, I don't remember which book it is, somewhere in here in my library, and it talked about how Jupiter was much closer to us, almost like our sun. It was right there. So when you woke up in the morning, you looked up, you could see how big it was. I mean, it was like, bam, in your face right there. Okay. And I just find it fascinating. I do. I find it fascinating. In conclusion, let's go wrap this up. In conclusion, Venus operates a shape-shifting signifier of the constellation Sirius, which is a dog star, right? Opposite the Pleiades, the morning. Sabbath articulates the creation of the 7 planets allied with the 7 stars, Saba, the Arabic Saba. Historical confusion over the Saba, which is a star, and its double alignment with Sirius and Taurus concedes a split inside of the Persian and Babylonian and Judaic priesthood. I'm going to say that one more time. This is important for you guys to get. Historical confusion over the Saba, which is in parentheses, the star, and its double alignment with Sirius and Taurus concedes a split inside of the Persian, Babylonian, and Judaic priesthood. In Exodus 32, Moses establishes a new covenant through the destruction of Aaron's golden calf, celestial to the Pleiades. Reaffirmed in the book of Leviticus 16:18 through 19. Aaron is required to offer the blood of a bull and a goat, indicative of the merging of the separate traditions. This, it seems, is incumbent of the unification of the Pleiades with Sirius, personified as the bull and the goat fish, to quote. And here's the quote. He shall take some of the bull's blood and some of the goat's blood and put it on the horns of the altar. He shall sprinkle some of the blood on it with its finger 7 times to cleanse it and consecrate it from the uncleanliness of the Israelites. And Jove, like love, or Jove like love, is another name for Jupiter, a planet connected to the Judaic priests, the Sadducees, referred to chapter header. So you just got to know that Jupiter was not always called Jupiter. All right. And I find that very fascinating. And he's got all these references and sources. He's got about 32 references and sources he breaks down. It says the Babylonians depicted the split within the priesthood as the goatfish Kim. or Chem or Kim, contrasted with the Greco-Persian bull serpent Serpus. Esoterically, the double dragon, red and white, or warring serpent pays homage to the snake and fish, suggests two different strains of reptilian hominoid assigned respectively to the Pleiades and Sirius. Okay, so it's telling you specifically what this stands for and where they're from. Okay. Admixture of the serpent seed with humankind, originally designated with the Pleiades, results in a civil war and is equated with the star system Orion. Diluvian myths suggest a contingent of humans fled from the Pleiades and hid in our own solar system on Mars. An argument developed in chapters 34 and 35. We're going to get into that. But I'm just shedding a little light on some things. I think this is a wonderful read. I'm so thankful, and I just want you all to know, for anyone who sees this video, I just really appreciate you sticking in here and letting me read to you. Some of these words are very tough to articulate, but I do my best. You know, I'm just totally humble that I'm able to have a few of you to spend some time with me and let me just read to you, which is what I love to do. You know, the videos that I made over on Facebook the other day when I was reading The Custodians with Dolores Cannon, it was not uploaded, unfortunately. And that kind of grieved me a little bit. And so I may just come back and do one reading of that later on this afternoon. So you're going to see probably a couple of uploads from me today. This, again, is The Murder of Reality. We read over the Sabi Priesthood, okay? And that was part 3 or chapter 3, all right? When we come back, we're going to read part 4, Fire Starter. And, you know, I wanted to get through this book in a consecutive pace because we are piggybacking again. We're piggybacking off of Claudio Nicelli's Terra Infinita, Map of the Dome Worlds. He's got several books. Incidentally, I have reached out to Claudio. He has not responded. So I don't know. I don't know if he's beyond the ice walls. I don't know if he's back here in the known lands. I have no idea where he is. So when I do hear from him, I will certainly let you guys know. I am going to come back on later on and read The Custodians, a fraction of that. I know my big brother, Chief Red Wolf, has read excerpts from that. And Chief, if you're watching, I am still going through and listening to your previous lectures and talking points on certain things. And so for me, I'm learning. I have a book with your name on it. Where is it at? I'll show you. Is it this one? I think it's this one. Here, hold on. No, this is Camiro's, I think. Hold on. Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please. No, this is Camiro's. But I have a book. Yours is black, Chief, actually. That I take notes in. So when you do these talks or these presentations and these videos, I'll have a notebook beside me as I'm crocheting or something like that. And I will take notes. And then I do go back and I try to research things that you talk about and, you know, put that on my list of things. You have a long list, man. I'm just going to tell you. I would just love to come and visit you in Arizona. Once I get some vacation time, I am going to do that. Financially, I could not come down while I was off these past couple of weeks from work. We were getting some things done around the house and getting the yard, you know, stable. We still got more things we have to do now that I'm going back to work. We'll be able to get these things knocked out a lot quicker so that I can, you know, so that we can start this garden, because I'm really anxious about getting that done. As I see now that a lot of things are changing. You know, I'm hoping that RFK Jr. can get in there and make a difference in America's food supply. But I digress. You know, it's going to be up to just more than one person, right? And you got to look at the corporations that are paying kickbacks and monies to certain congressmen and certain people when they say they're not, but they are lobbyists. So my point is I do not have much faith in them putting a dent in the food supply here, you know, making it more suitable for us to eat. So with that being said, I'm really trying to focus financially on getting the things done with our yard. And, you know, it's a process. It takes time. And my husband and I, we sometimes get frustrated with the fact that things are not moving as fast as we would hope they would be, right? Because we still have to live. You still got things you have to pay for and things like that. So we're just trying to focus or concentrate on one thing at a time. So if that makes sense. So hopefully I will be able to get down. With that being said, hopefully I'll be able to get down to see you guys in 2025 in Arizona, especially when I'm on my way out to California. I want to make it a point to stop by and see you all for a day or two before I head back here to Houston. So anyway, enough of my banter. I thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate the time you spent with me today. And I will be back again for another reading later on this afternoon. And we're going to get into the custodians. And I'm going to read the parts that was cut on my Facebook live stream over here on YouTube. So we'll have a record of it. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great morning. And remember what I always say, be the change you want to see all around this Earth Dome, because it is up to you and I to make a positive change. I appreciate you guys' support, and I'll see you soon.